Hi everyone and welcome to the Course Correct podcast. If you're new here, my name is Amog and I'm a would-be MBA student. I'm going to be joining the Indian School of Business this year and I want to revolutionize the way we think about our careers. This episode is a part of a season on anchor subjects where we take a journey through a subject, explore all the possible career options and how to get there. This episode is focused on physics. I'm going to be telling you why physics is so great, why you should be excited about a physics-centric career, my top 10 list of careers where physics is the focal point, a couple of unconventional career ideas that are tailor-made for physics grads, and a couple of things that you can do today to get your interest in physics bubbling up again. I've included timestamps for all of these in the show notes and the video, so feel free to skip around as you want. As of now, let's get started. So what's so great about physics? But to answer that question, we need to first answer this question.
What is physics?
Oh, balls.
It's a warm summer evening in ancient Greece.
Okay, I'm not going to make you sit through that, but it is an important question. The world around us is fascinating, and it is because of physics that we know so much about it. Let me give you a few examples. The first is electromagnetic induction. You could actually say that the entire history of physics in no small part is to make electrons do our bidding. That's it. That's what we've done in the entire physics universe, is just to make electrons do our bidding. When you look at electromagnetic induction, from motors to generators, from hair dryers to magnetic levitation trains, there is so much that the study of electromagnetic induction has given us, and it took generations and hundreds of years to get through it. If you look at magnetic levitation trains, the changes in the level of transport that have happened from the steam engine all the way to magnetic levitation trains is astounding, and it could have only been done with physics. Another example comes from the world of telecommunication. Radars, X-rays, Wi-Fi, cell phone, all the way to now Fitbits and activity trackers. The world is full of things that have been found through physics that have made our lives better and continue to help us communicate with each other and ourselves a little bit better. And that's something incredible that physics has done for us. Now, electromagnetism and telecommunications are all well and good, but let's get a little bit deeper. The study of quantum mechanics has revolutionized the way we view the physical universe. The theory of general relativity completely changed how we look at subatomic particles, how we look at lasers, how we look at the entire world around us, and it has made infinite contributions to every facet of life, to the point where we don't even realize all of the places where it has made a difference. Okay, think about this. You're looking at this probably on a laptop, probably on a tablet, or maybe on a cell phone. Each of these things probably gets a signal. That signal is a Wi-Fi signal. That signal is taken from a satellite all the way to you. The only way that that signal can go to a satellite is because someone figured out the relativistic way in which a satellite moving and a signal moving towards the satellite will interfere with each other. And that is the only way to make sure that a signal from the US can come to India and then go to Lisbon, Portugal, and then go to Perth in Australia, and then go to Kyoto in Japan, and then come back to India. This is an incredible discovery that could only be done because of general relativity. If you think that's cool, I'm about to blow your mind. Think about astrophysics. Astrophysics isn't just about stars and planets and sending things and discovering things in the sky. They're more about figuring out patterns in the universe, tracking the explosions of supernovas, all the way to making smaller star systems and making big gas clouds. And those gas clouds coming together to form smaller star systems. Some of those star systems having planets orbiting around them. Some of those planets having water on its surface in liquid form. Some of those planets which have water having some form of life. And even a smaller percentage of those having life as sentient and as conscious as you and I, who have the means to talk to each other and discuss all of those supernova that were there in space a long time ago. That is incredible that it is able to do that, and we are able to trace our existence to those supernova that collided and got destroyed billions and billions of years ago. Apart from this, there are black holes and supernova and neutron stars and white dwarf stars and pulsars and planets that might have life on them. Hey, do you guys know about SETI? Okay, so it is the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It's a body that has been set up, and its sole point is to find life out there in outer space. So putting together the sun and all the planets around it, we have a solar system. The closest solar system to ours is a solar system called Alpha Centauri. In Alpha Centauri, there's a star in the middle called Proxima Centauri. Around it, there is a planet called Proxima b. Now, Proxima b is about 3 or 4 light years away, which is to say that it takes a light beam about 3 or 4 years to get there. The fastest ship we've ever invented will probably take 70,000 years to get there. That Proxima b planet might have life on it, might have good conditions for life to exist. Not only that, it's possible that because of the study of astrophysics, we might get there someday. Okay? I want to show you guys 2 more things. The first is planet Hopf. I want you guys to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say, because I'm not going to be able to explain it very well, but I know enough about it to be able to explain it a little bit. Here's the link. The link is in the show notes. The link is also going to be somewhere in this general area for you guys to click and type in your browser. I'm going to wait. Go and check it out. Planet Hopf. You see it? It's pretty, right? The thing that you're looking at is the most important object in the universe, according to noted mathematician and physicist Eric Einstein, who also happens to be the managing director of Thiel Capital. Now here's why he thinks it's so amazing. This object was the first time that theoretical physicists and what you might call mathematicians or geometric mathematicians were able to talk to each other. This photograph bridged a gap in the theories of physics and mathematics to such an amazing degree that a lot of things became clearer, a lot of things became visual, a lot of things became teachable, and we have made leaps and bounds in this area simply because people now have a visual way of teaching something. This object that you're looking at, that I'm probably showing you on the screen, I think I am, I hope I am. This object that I'm showing you right now is a part of a magnificent tapestry of objects that physics has been able to deliver to us, apart from particles that physics invented and theories that physics propounded, that makes us understand the world better and maybe make it bend to our will. And that is amazing. Physics is an incredible subject. You should want to study it. I hope I have given you a reasonable appreciation for physics, and if I haven't, I'm gonna let the great and powerful Neil deGrasse Tyson take it from here.
That I am the same as the trees, as the grass, as the other animals in this biosphere held by Earth. I'm not separate and apart from them. I'm the same. I am uplifted because I am the same, not because I'm different. The atoms of your body are traceable to stars that manufactured them in the core, in the crucibles of the thermonuclear fusion inside the cores of stars. And these stars exploded, scattered these elements across the galaxy into the next generation gas clouds that then collapsed, formed star systems with ingredients that can now make planets, with planets that now have ingredients that can now make life. We are alive in this universe. And because our atoms are traceable to the universe itself, the universe is alive within us. You are special, not because you're different from the universe. You are special because you are the same as the universe. To me, that borders on spiritual. We are not figuratively, but literally stardust.
We are all stardust. Incredible. So the next thing that I'm going to be talking to you guys about is people, role models that you should have in your physics journey. The first one is the guy that I just mentioned, Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's an amazing astrophysicist and you should know about him. The next few names that I'm going to list out, you may have known. If you haven't, I would urge you to Google their names and figure out what amazing work they've done. Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, Brian Greene, Stephen Hawking, Bruno, Galileo, and Madame Curie. Stephen Hawking was an amazing physicist and an amazing man. Most of his discoveries he did after getting ALS. His love for physics, literally, in my opinion, was a driving force in his life. And he changed the world for the better simply by being in love with physics as much as he was. He was incredible. And don't even get me started on Madame Curie. Do you know how badass Madame Curie was? Here's how badass she was. She won a Nobel Prize. And then she won another. That's how badass she was. You know how badass she was? She was in a relationship with a married man, because of which the people who wanted to award her the Nobel Prize did not want to have her come up to the stage and accept it because it would be frowned upon by the community. But she got it. No matter how much they tried to keep it from her, she got it. She got 2 Nobel Prizes. She was an incredible woman. And you should want to follow her. Yeah, so these are a few role models. Oh wait, what do the following names have in common? K. Sivan, Vikram Sarabhai, V.R. Lalit Ambika, Nandini Harinath, and K. Radhakrishnan. What do these names have in common? They were ISRO scientists, and they are ISRO scientists. These are incredible people who have done incredible work throughout their lives. They've published papers, they have put India on the moon, they have put dozens and hundreds of satellites into outer space. We should know who these people are. These people are heroes. And I've not even mentioned the Mars mission yet. These people are great. You should want to follow in these people's footsteps. And that's what we're going to do right now. After the people, it is about the broader meaning of the work. The broader meaning of the work is a sense of wanting to understand the way things work. It is an innate sense of wanting to peel back the curtain on the world and look at the wiring. That's what physics is all about. The cutting edge research that's going on in physics is trying to solve the most profound and base level questions that we have in the world. Think about this. We know when life began, but we don't know how. There's a theory called panspermia. I know it's a funny word, but it's called panspermia. Look it up. It's an incredible theory about how there were asteroids that came to Earth and those asteroids had water on them. That is the most cogent theory that we have right now about how life began on Earth. Here's another question. Are we alone in the universe? Think about it this way. When the universe was made, it never made one of anything. It has star systems. There's billions of star systems. There's stars or supernova. There's hundreds of billions of supernova. There are planets. There are trillions of billions of planets. Why would a life on that planet ever be unique? Of course there is life out there in the universe. The statistics suggest it. But we are looking for it. But we need to be looking for it, and these people are looking for it. We have top people on it. After the broader meaning of physics, maybe let's bring it all the way down to reality. Let's ground ourselves a little bit. And I'm going to talk to you guys about the day-to-day Zen moments of physics. I mean, the broader meaning of physics is great, but what do I look forward to when I go to work every day? The first day-to-day Zen moment is going to be spending hours and days and weeks and months on a problem and finally cracking it. If you guys are into ideas, if you guys are about peeling back the curtain on the world and looking at the wiring, this should excite you. This is an incredible opportunity to understand the way the world works, finally cracking a problem, finally coming up with a theory. The second one is having astounding conversations with people and learning the amazing things that people have done before you. Think about this. Your job will be to read the amazing discoveries made by people and how they made them, what experiments they ran, what theories did they come up with, how did they get those theories, and what prompted them to think so far out of the box that they could revolutionize the way we think of the world. That's not a bad way to spend a day. Here's another Zen moment. Finding a pattern. If you're into physics, chances are you like finding patterns. Think about this. The model that is used to predict the heat in a specific place in an internal combustion engine is the same model that is used to predict how a financial market will operate in a recession. Think about that. There are simulations that physicists run on internal combustion engine, and the same analyses can be run on financial markets to predict whether a stock will go up, whether a stock will go down, what a probable share will be doing at a certain period of time so that you can make more money. That's astounding, isn't it? By the way, they're called Monte Carlo simulations. I encourage you to look them up. And there it is. That is why physics is so awesome, and that's why you should want to learn it. Next up, my top 10 physics related careers. Now here's the disclaimer. This is my top 10 list. I like these careers. I have done my research and I have understood that these careers really have the best chance of you being in touch with physics. What you want out of your career is your decision, and figure it out. I encourage you to research these careers and make up your mind on your own. These are just ideas. Let's get going. Number 1, a theoretical physics researcher. Think Sheldon Cooper, but for the love of God, also think Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, and Stephen Hawking. Those are the people you need to think about. The job of a theoretical physics researcher is just to think. You know the field so well, and you've understood everything about the field so well that you can now start contributing to it. You get to come up with theories about how the world works. You will be a part of figuring out theories and propounding new understandings of the world around you to your fellow researchers and put it up for debate and win arguments to understand how life works in the world. This is an incredible career. Only 0.5% of all the people who learn physics get there. But about 5% of the people are actually theoretical physics researchers. All of these people are great. All of these people are interesting, and you should want to know about them. Number 2, experimental physics researcher. Now you can't just come up with theories, you have to test them as well. So think about Madame Curie. Madame Curie discovered radium and actually found radium by conducting experiments with her husband Pierre. Of course, this ultimately, tragically caused her to die of radiation poisoning, but before she passed away, she made probably her most valuable discovery to the field of physics and to the field of sciences in general. You should want to be an experimental physics researcher. There are incredible experiments that you will be able to do and find miraculous things about the world. Number 3, working for the government. Now I know what you're thinking. Why do governments need physicists? Of course they need physicists. ISRO, DRDO, the Department of Defense, defense contractors, nuclear physicists, all government employees. Think about it. You'd be working for ISRO, making satellites that go into space. You could be a nuclear physicist working on getting our world rid of fossil fuels. I mean, you'd also work on nuclear missiles, which should actually be very cool. You could be working for DRDO, that work on missiles, that work on fighter planes. You could be a defense contractor. It's an incredible time. And there is a lot of research that can be done and a lot of amazing things to create if you're just into physics. Number 4, an accelerator operator. Now you guys know the CERN Super Collider, right? Now there are physicists that go to the CERN Super Collider and conduct their experiments, but there are also people who work at the Super Collider and make things happen for the Super Collider. These people are not necessarily physicists. These people they might be reporters, they might be physicists, of course, they might be mechanical engineers, electronics engineers. They could be a lot of different people that just come together and are able to work for the Super Collider and take physics to its next frontier. That's incredible work. You should want to do it. Number 5, engineering. If you like physics, chances are you will be a very good engineer. And in my opinion, if you're into physics, your best bets for engineering are the following in no particular order: mechanical engineering, civil engineering, aerospace engineering, electronics engineering, and computer engineering, with production engineering thrown in for good measure. Engineering is a great career path. It's certainly one of the most lucrative out there. There's a reason that engineering is considered an applied science. There's a reason you teach applied physics, applied mathematics, applied chemistry in engineering college. The reason is that physics and mathematics and chemistry are tightly connected to engineering, and it always has. You would be very good at engineering if you're so into physics. You should give it a shot. Number 6, a design engineer. Now think about it this way. You could be an engineer and you could design a part of a motorcycle or a part of a car. If you're a design engineer, you might get to design the whole car and the whole motorcycle. Even better, you might get to design aircrafts, you might get to design spacecrafts. There is an entire branch of physics called biophysics, which is the science of prosthetics. You could be able to design prosthetics to make the world a better place. You could be a part of making the first Iron Man. Number 7, work as an analyst for a think tank. Now there are a lot of people who run think tanks across the world to solve the biggest problems of our day and for people. Now these problems spread over law, policy, engineering, physics, a lot of places. Depending on the problem, a physics researcher is the perfect person to be a part of a think tank. You could want to do research on how many satellites there would be by 2050 and how the world should be changed according to that. You could want to do research on how fast we'd be going or how many planets we'd be on by the time we're in 2050 and design economics around that. Think tanks solve incredible problems, and think tanks are really looking for good researchers with a good point of view. You could help them. You could be a very important part of a think tank. Just gotta be into physics. Number 8, a science journalist. There's a lot of people who are doing incredible research in science. The world has to know. If you have an interest in physics, also have an interest in writing, also have an interest in communicating ideas, complicated ideas, and simplifying them and presenting them to the world, science journalism might be for you. You do a journalism degree focusing on physics or science, and you get to be a science journalist and focus on the science discoveries of the day. Number 9, meteorologist. Meteorologist. Number 9, meteorologist. Here's where your knowledge of physics can come in really handy to fight climate change. There are these amazing people trying to find out weather patterns, trying to find climate patterns, trying to see the migration of birds and the melting of the ice caps, and trying to figure out a 50-year plan for climate change and how to bring it back. You could be a part of an environmental agency. You could be a part of understanding why climate change is happening, how we can bring it down, and how we can bring it down to a level that is sustainable and good for the world. That's a great place to be. You should want to do this. Meteorologist. I think that's it. Number 10, a quantitative research analyst. Now this is a fun one. Yes, you have a degree in physics. Yes, you know how to research. Yes, you're super into physics. Yes, you know how to model everything. Can you model financial markets? There are people who want to hire physics graduates in their algorithmic trading companies to make their hedge funds make millions of dollars every single day because physics graduates know their algorithms. They understand how to model things, they can handle complicated information, and they can work very quickly. That's why physicists are required in algorithmic trading, and that's why you can really do well there. Now this one is a very lucrative career path. A financial research analyst or a quantitative research analyst. And that's my top 10. On to the next thing. This next bit is what I like to call, I can do that? These are unconventional career paths that are tailor-made for physics graduates. I'm going to walk you guys through two. The first one is the Renaissance Tech case. You know how I said quantitative research analyst? Renaissance Tech is a hedge fund. It's a financial trading company that only hires PhDs in physics and mathematics. They want you to run models like no financial analyst has ever run models in their life. And they are killing at it. You know mutual funds? Mutual funds generally are saying that they give 10%, 12%, 15%. Right now, I don't know if they're doing even that well. Last year, Renaissance Tech gave a 71.8% return to its investors. It has seen years where it has given 250% annual returns as well. It's an incredible place, and the reason they're so good is because they hired the best modelers and the best thinkers in the world, physicists and mathematicians. I'm going to link a case down below. Go through it. Number 2, solar inks. Now yes, you're a researcher and you're thinking about how to make solar energy a better part of our lives. You're thinking this and you're thinking, oh, maybe we can make solar panels smaller, maybe we can make them more efficient. But what about the paint of your house? What if the paint of your house could be used to power your entire house? This is what the concept of solar inks is about. You could be a part of that conversation. I'm going to link a case in the description. Go through it. And that's it. That's my spiel about physics. You like it? I hope you do. So, what next? Well, we'll come to that. But right now, what I want you to do is ignite your passion for physics even more. And here's how you do it. The first thing is read. Read a lot. A lot about physics, a lot about astrophysics, a lot about the world around us. I'm going to link some books down in the description. Here's the one I would recommend that you start with. It's a Neil deGrasse Tyson book, of course, I'm a fanboy. It's called Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. That's what it's called. It's called Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. Check it out. It's a very good book. Oh, a quick thing. You could read the book, of course, but my personal favorite is to actually listen to the book. I've downloaded Audible and I love Audible. If you guys can find Astrophysics for People in a Hurry on Audible, I would really recommend you do that. You can listen to the book. I personally understand more when I'm listening rather than when I'm reading. So I would really recommend you do that. It's actually cheaper on Audible than it is to just buy the book. So I would give it a shot. And while you're there at Audible, could you tell them I sent you? Maybe they'd like the fact that someone is saying nice things about them. Maybe they'll want to sponsor next season. Number 2, this one's on Netflix. Cosmos, A Space-Time Odyssey. It's a 13-episode season for things in our universe that are astounding, how our universe came to be, how our evolution happened, and how amazing things were done by people before us. It's all related to physics, and I think you will thoroughly enjoy it. I highly recommend you check it out. Of course, it is hosted by who else? Neil deGrasse Tyson. Number 3, this one's a podcast. Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. He runs this podcast out of the Hayden Planetarium where he is director and has comedians and celebrities and movie stars come on his podcast and discuss their geek underbelly. I cannot recommend that podcast highly enough. Every time I listen to it, I am inspired to do better. I always learn new things, and it always makes me appreciate the world simply because it is being taught to me by a man who appreciates the universe so much. That's all about physics. I'll see you guys in the next episode.